Okay. Be with me while I park my car. It really is that easy to attract your desired partner, whether you think of it as your soulmate, whether you think of it as your mirror, whether you think of it as your twin flame. It really is that easy. As soon as you figure out that you don't need to look for it, as soon as you realize that you never, ever, ever needed to look for that in the first place, think about it. It's kind of like having fingers on your hand the whole time, and your whole life, you're looking for your fingers. You're thinking to yourself, I don't have fingers, right? I don't have hands. And then you feel like shit because everybody else has fingers, everybody else has hands. Until one day, kind of like how the brain will like literally eliminate the nose from our eyesight, right? One day, your brain just is like, yeah, wait, holy shit, this has been here the whole time. Now, the work or the mental reprogramming that goes into that, right, that's unique. But once you get there, once you do all that you need to do to maintain that frequency of attracting in a partner is loving yourself and loving the world. That's it. That's literally it. So like, even if it's not necessarily you have to keep a positive outlook on the world necessarily, but if something negative came towards you, love it anyway. And then same thing with like, if you noticed like you wanted to look in the mirror or like look internally or think about yourself in such a way as like, you know, I hate myself or something like that, right? Instead of doing that, just be like, I love myself. And that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. And even if you're not in the business of doing it every single time, right? You're still learning to love yourself, right? Loving the process of learning to love yourself is also all you have to do. So you don't have to be perfect at it. You don't have to be skilled in positive self-talk yet. That's it. That's really it. That's really, honest to God, it. When did it become so simple is what I asked myself. And also, like, this theory works not just with like a particular person or a particular, you know, relationship type or dynamic. It works with like your just desired reality overall. It works with your dream career. It works with your dream financial situation, your dream life. I think the only thing that might be potentially a struggle or something you have to actively work towards, actively fight for lack of a better word, is belief, right? Similar in the way, like, in the way that we say we have to keep hoping, we have to keep fighting for hope, we have to keep putting ourselves into the mindset of hope. In that way, I do think that that might come along in this journey. I know it has for me, at least. But that bird going off, it made me think about something in nature. It's almost, in my opinion, almost always guaranteed that in a bird's life cycle, they will find a mate and they will have kids. They will have eggs and reproduce. So why is it, tell me, why is it so hard for us as humans to believe the same. And I know the answer to, or a potential answer to that, mostly because we've seen people who haven't had that, who've gone all their lives without that. But there's also a choice. Hear me out. When you have an awareness of frequency and manifestation, you also gain awareness of how much choice you have in this playground, in this world of energy, anyway. And you have a choice to put yourself in the frequency or the mindset or the belief system that won't happen to you, or to believe that it is as easy as nature to find a mate, right? And that, whole thing leads me back to this idea of fighting for belief. Belief in that it will happen. So you're going to go through all these things. You're going to love yourself. You're going to think you're going to love the world, right? Everything, every little finite thing that comes up, you're going to love it. Send love to it. You're going to do that until it shows up. And then you're going to do it after too. Yeah. And that's going to require an intense level of audacious belief. Audacious belief, my friend. I feel like if at any point we get caught in taking steps backwards, which is not a bad thing in my opinion, I think we're still always going forward, even if we take steps backwards. But, let's say if you feel like you did, it's that belief system crumbling, because the belief system is the foundation. So the belief system is the foundation, right? And you, your person, your soul, whatever, is standing on this foundation and calling out, emitting, right, these wavelengths, emitting a mating call, like birds, right? To actually emit the mating call is to love yourself and is to love the world. That's what causes those ripples. But the foundation you stand on, in order to be comfortable enough and to stand still long enough to emit those things, is belief that it will come true. So if you have no belief, if you falter on that belief, the foundation crumbles. Even just a little bit, but a little bit will stop you from emitting those frequencies. Productivity mindset, I guess, right? Anyway, this is cool. What? She's coming back to reality. This was a cool message, and a cool realization that I had. So, thank you for sharing it with me. Cheers.